Namaste. It is with great joy and so much gratitude that I welcome you here to our first class together in our Devotional Yoga School online on Patreon. Thank you so much for joining me. Please have your yoga mat in this way so you're facing me and I'm facing you, and you have space to open your legs. And also, if you need blocks for your forward bends, and if you have access to that, please have the 2 blocks. For our seated position, you can have 1 blanket, 2 blankets folded if you need that support, extra support. We'll begin our journey honoring Parvati Devi, the mother of yoga. I call Parvati the mother of yoga because she learned yoga from Shiva, and she wanted to share yoga with the humanity. And she made her way into forcing Shiva to teach yoga to these 7 rishis, saptarishis, and that's how yoga got spreaded into many different schools and ways of learning, absorbing, and integrating and reuniting. And it was her wish that we, human beings, would have this tool to support us. So stand in Tadasana, grounding through both feet equally. Align the little toe with the outer heel. So just check both sides. Instead of having your heels in, give yourself a little more space on your sacrum. Ground through the 4 corners of your feet, please. And then lift to the arches of your feet, inner legs, inner knee, inner thighs. They lift and then they roll inwardly. And we're going to bring our hands to this upside down triangle shape, Trikona gesture. And you can rest your hands between pubic bone, lower belly, below the navel. This symbol, this yantra of the upside down triangle represents the divine feminine. And we are grounding here in this pose, first pose that we are doing, aligning the back of the head and sacrum and sending the crown up. Parvati, the daughter of the mountain, Himavat, is her father. And as we stand here and begin to evoke the presence of this mother of compassion, the Maha Yogini, the great Yogini, with a great dedication, she got Shiva's attention, made him remember who she was, his Shakti, became the mother of their 3 children, Ganesha, Skanda and Ashoka Sundari. And out of her compassion and nourishment, she gave yoga to us. Now open your eyes to this mother, Parvati Devi. We bow, a gentle bow with your head. So grounding through your feet, open the tops of your feet, bend your knees, just to begin activating your inner thighs a little bit. Inhale, right side, lifting your right arm. Exhale, your right palm facing forward, lower that arm. And we're gonna work with left. Inhale, left, opening left side. Exhale, your palm facing forward, look forward. The back of your head and sacrum are aligned. We're just working with our legs a little bit. Inhale, opening the right nostril, right side of the body. Exhale, just with your mind, sending the out breath towards that side a little bit more. So you're alternating, just using your mind. Inhale through both nostrils. And as you exhale, you gently turn your gaze towards the left and exhale through the left nostril. Inhalation from abdomen up to diaphragm, lungs, both nostrils. And as you exhale, intentionally exhaling through the right side, just by wanting to do that. One more, please. Balancing with the in-breath through both nostrils and an exhaling left side. Now, as we inhale, stretch the legs, separate your feet hip-width apart, lift both arms. Exhale, bring your elbows by your sides, palms facing up, your feet parallel, lift to the heart, and just turn your gaze up towards the sky a little bit, not too much. Deep, long in breath. Exhale, bring your hands back to Trikona gesture by your lower belly. Focus on stability, your feet parallel, turn toes and knees out. To come into squatting Malasana, some of you may need to grab your blanket and place underneath your heels. So I'm giving you time to do that. Deep, long in breath. Exhale, bring your hands down to the earth as you bend the knees and place your triangle on the earth. Bow. Rest forward a little bit. If you feel you need support behind your knees, some of you have knee issues, it's always good to have two little towels nearby. So before you come into squatting, you can put those rolled hand towels behind your knees. Focus on stability, ground through your feet, the stability of the earth. Now open your arms, lift your heart, look forward. If that's not possible, you can lean forward a little bit to allow yourself to balance the back and the front body. And you can also have your hands on your blocks. Embracing, that is her power. Embracing, nourishing Parvati Devi. So as you offer yourself here in this garland pose, Malasana, offer yourself to the Mother of Yoga. Think of embracing those qualities of nourishment, stability, generosity. Continue focusing on the breath. You're breathing through both nostrils right now. And as you exhale, bring your finger pads to the earth. We're going to make the transition to a half Ardha Prasarita Padottanasana. In transition from Malasana to Prasarita, lift your Mula Bandha. The pelvic floor for women, perineum for men. Lift the hips. Bring your feet to your yoga mats, 3 feet apart, parallel, and then take a moment to look if the little toe is aligned with the outer heels, both feet. Either walk your hands forward or grab your blocks right away so you no longer have your heels on your blanket, please. And place your blocks right underneath your shoulders. You're halfway up, halfway down, working on sending your inner thighs back and up. Keep your Mula Bandha engaged, please. Lift the back of the neck, lift navel to the spine. Feel the side body stretching, breathe out, breathe in. The outer edges of your feet pressing down, please. Parallel to the floor, this is not a forward bend yet. Bend your left knee, stretch your right leg, and then if you feel it's doable, stretch your right arm forward. Come parallel to the floor, left shoulder over your left hand, stretch the outer edges of your legs. You will feel a little bit on the outer shin ground. Then bring that right hand down, stretch left leg, lift your sitting bones a little higher, parallel to the floor, navel in and up. Then bend your right knee as you exhale. Doesn't need to be too much, it shouldn't be too much, just enough for you to feel the shift towards your right side. You can press your right hand down, and if it feels right, stretch your left arm forward. Parallel to the earth, ground through that left side. You will notice the difference between sides, the activation on the outer lines of energy, especially on right leg. Then bring left hand down, stretch both legs, look up. What we're going to do here is a hybrid between down dog and prasarita. So lift your mula bandha, stretch your hands forward and down towards the earth. Place your palms on the floor, and if you need, turn the blocks lower and place your hands on the blocks, and then align arms and ears. And this is an idea. See if that works for you. So from a side view, this pose looks more like down dog. The feet is apart, and that's the difference. You're sending your inner thighs back, up, and stretching the side body. Focus on stability. Out breath. Micro bend your right knee, or bend your right knee, pressing both hands down equally. Stretch both legs. Change sides, bending your left, focusing on stretching the right. One more. Then stretch both legs. Find stability here. Lift your mula bandha, reaffirm your mula bandha. Then lift your head and walk your hands back to that half fold, halfway up, halfway down. Bend both knees, pour your torso forward, bringing the hands to the heels, hinging from the hips, knees are bent, please, the head down. As you enter this position with the knees bent and let go of the weight of the head, feel the energy from the hips, blood circulation moving towards the crown, and especially opening the base of your brain by gently letting go of the weight of the head, bringing the chin down and feeling that rush of blood circulation and energy towards the base of your brain, the root of your Agnya chakra. Then knees are bent. Remain there just a little longer with your knees bent, please. Level 3, stretch the legs and stay in the forward bend with the hands on the heels. Level 2, stretch the legs and come halfway up, halfway down with me. Parallel to the earth, breathing in, breathing out, opening the front body. We're all gonna work with Rajas, Mula Bandha, Rajas movement. Mula Bandha, the lock. So it's an activation. You're gonna contract and lift to release, contract and lift to release the muscles of your pelvic floor women, perineum men. And that activation is a awakening, a saying hi, hello, mother, Kundalini Shakti, that resides in that space between first and second chakras. So your Mula Bandha, you're still in the shape, begins more superficial, closer to the skin. And then as you are able, you bring that Mula Bandha, that lifting a little closer to women's cervix, men a little more deeper, more powerful, internal on your perineum. And the movement is an awakening of the energy, which we know as sexual energy, and that it can be transformed, transmuted into a spiritual, evolutionary energy within our bodies. And when we want to get in touch with this energy, Mula Bandha is ideal, but the movement we will awaken that energy even more. Now, contract, lift, small doses. Pause, relax. Come back to halfway up, halfway down. If you are folding forward, stretch the legs. Everybody, place your hands on the floor. That's really important because the transition we're gonna make requires the support of your hands. Bend your right knee only, and then bring your left foot to meet your right knee. I'm waiting for you. Bring the hips down. Not only sit down, you are in the center of your yoga mat, but also lie down and bring your hands to your lower belly. Feet down on the earth. Pause there and just observe the movement of energy upwardly. Bring your attention towards that space between your eyebrows. The power of intuition, the power of foreseeing. And this is one of the gifts of this Mother Yogini Parvati. In order to support others, to help others, it's important to be able to see. And I'm referring to the external. That's how she operates. But we know there is first the need to see what you need. How can you nourish yourself? And it's not black and white, and it's not linear. As we take care of ourselves, we take care of others, and vice versa. Now, with the tension in your body, press your feet down. We're going to come into a breath and movement bridge pose. The elbows are pressing down. Move the shoulders down. Heart lifting. Press your feet down and do a very, very small movement. Doesn't need to be big. It is about the motion. So as you inhale, lift your hips. As you exhale, bring the hips down. And if it's too acute on your knees, you can move your feet further forward, away from your hips. Make the breath yours. It's your breath. And you're moving the hips up and down. A counter pose for the previous position, your forward bends. And an awakening of the energy at the base. Muladhara chakra. One more. Now, inhale, hold, lift the heart. You can stay with your hands by your sides. You could interlace the fingers and stretch your arms. Press your feet down, lift your heart, and you have here this natural Jalandhara Bandha, chin lock. I'm not doing too much so I can talk. Lift your sternum. Engage your Mula Bandha. Now we are holding Mula Bandha and keeping the energy on the kumbha in the torso. Breathing in, breathing out. One more. You can breathe in Ujjayi or in silence. Then remember which hands you have on top if you're interlacing the fingers, and then release your hips down. Opening the knees out to the side. If it's not good for your knees, you can move your feet away from your body, or you can support your knees with blocks. Let's get that triangle, upside down triangle symbol on your our lower bellies. Focus on the stability of the earth, the foundation for your work, the earth beneath, and the earth in your body. And let's do one more round here of Rajas Mula Bandha, activating Kundalini Shakti. Just getting in touch with this energy, potential energy within our bodies. And when we first wanted this energy to awaken, we wanted this energy to awaken as Shakti Parvati, with benevolence, with nourishment, gentleness, generosity. And contract, lift, hold, Mula Bandha. Now inhale, lift the knees up, exhale, move your sacrum forward, lay on your left side. Pause there for a moment. You're gonna come up to hands and knees. So continue turning to the left. Come to hands and knees, and at this moment, if you need extra pad underneath your knees, open one of your blankets and place it underneath your knees. Inhale, lift your head and hips, the hands right underneath your shoulders. Exhale, and let's add a moment of retention without air at the end of our out breath. Navel in and up. And then inhale, back bending, pressing both feet down equally. Exhale, round your spine. At the end of your out breath, hold without air, please. Inhale, lift your head and hips, massaging your spine. Exhale, rounding your spine, and at the end of your exhalation, hold without air. Work a little bit more on bringing the navel in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. One more, inhale, gazing towards that space between your eyebrows. Exhale, gazing towards the navel, and at the end of your out breath, bring your navel in and up, add your Mula Bandha. Last one, inhale, lift your head and hips. Exhale, round your spine, bring your navel in and up, add that Uddiyana is the lifting of your inner organs, abdominal cavity, inner organs, add Mula Bandha. Now release and look forward. Finger pads on the floor, but for some of you, the hands on the blocks will make it easier. For transition for low lunge, bring your right foot forward, slide your left knee back, have your hands on the floor by your foot, go a little deeper on the hips, 90 degrees on that front leg, so the knee is above the foot. Focus on stability. Out breath, slide that left kneecap back a little bit more, so lift the back knee, slide it, bring it in, so you're not on the bone, patella, but you're more on the top of the thigh, opening it. Breathe in, breathe out. And my level 3, move the hips back a little bit. Get your triangle, now it's facing up. And look up towards the sky as you bring your hands to the level of your head. You can see between that triangle towards the light. When the triangle faces up, refers to the masculine and to ether. And if you're here, my level 2, maybe lift the heart and turn your gaze up a little bit more. Everybody, hands down. Everybody, hips back. Coming to hands and knees. Changing sides, bringing your left foot forward. Ground through that right side, readjust your thigh on the floor, 90 degrees on your front leg. Look forward. Breathe out, breathe in. We are always staying here a little longer. Grounding through the little toe side on the right foot. Level 3, we're gonna go to the top of the mountain and look up a little bit, up and around. So move the hips back, have your hands on the Trikona gesture, and bring your arms up. Looking up, focusing on out breath, avoid holding with air here, please. Level 2, this is plenty, this is wonderful for now. And if you wanted to go a little bit more, you can add a little bit of a back bend to the shape. Connecting to the space around you, to the energy of Shiva. And then everybody, hands down, right toes tucked under. Now everybody move the hips back in transition to lift the back leg and come back to our first pose, Ardha Prasarita Padottanasana. You can stay here or fold completely in Prasarita Padottanasana. Focus on your stability. So the followers of the Mother know that there is no Shiva. Shiva is formless. There is no Shiva without Shakti. Shiva is formless, and because of Shakti, he is embodied. She gives him her force, her energy, her enthusiasm. And Parvati cannot live without her Shiva. So it goes both ways. Now, as you inhale and look up halfway, everybody, stay here, focus on out breath, power the legs, connected to the lower body, bend the knees. I'm putting my blocks away, but you don't need. And then leading with the heart, rise. Feet parallel first. Now bring your heels in. Your toes are slightly pointing out, and suddenly your mountain is a little wider. So here, return your hands to the upside down triangle, triangle facing down, connecting the first and second chakras and the awakening of the feminine. Parvati, the daughter of the mountain. And as we stand in this mountain pose, don't open your feet too much that you lose your balance. Half close your eyes or close your eyes, acknowledging the lower body and the firmness of the lower body, the earth in the lower body, and then gazing a little bit more towards that space between your eyebrows and acknowledging the presence of the ethereal, that which has not been manifested yet. Shiva, that taught yoga to Parvati, their union within your body. Open your eyes. So the hands will go from this upside down triangle to triangle facing up. You don't need to press your hands on your face, okay? It's symbolic, it's sacred geometry, it's in your body and it's in nature. And what we're gonna do, as we exhale, we're gonna bend the knees a little bit, not too much, coming to this firm seat. As we inhale, we're gonna bring the energy up, Kundalini Shakti, up, place the hands by forehead. So exhale, grounding through the four corners of your feet. Don't let the weight fall on the outer edges. Inhale, aware of the central line. Bring the hands to forehead. Uniting feminine to masculine. You can breathe in Ujjayi. Masculine to feminine. Manifested to unmanifested, ethereal to material. And in this breath and movement, aware of the central line, you can go a little lower, level 3. Level 2, don't push. It's about the pranayama. It's about the linking in your body of energy, these two opposites, these two extremes. And as we focus on our breath, we are aware of the presence of Parvati at the base between first and second chakra, and Shiva orienting from above, penetrating from above in our consciousness. One more, please. Whenever your following out breath happens, you're going to hold this Shakti position. Since we are honoring her, we're going to hold a little bit more. Grounding, and I'm going to turn around so you can see you're not leaning forward. You're aligning the back of your head, sacrum. It's like a meditation pose right now, and it requires effort because you are in a pose that perhaps is not as easy as sitting. And what we wanted to awaken is her power, firmness, stability of the mountain. One more. And inhale, stretch. Bring your hands to prayer, uniting the opposites in the heart for a moment. And then pause here, closing your eyes, shifting your gaze to the heart space. Might be a little challenging for some to keep the eyes closed. You can do half open, half close. One more. And now open your eyes. You're going to heel toe your feet till you have your feet parallel. Feet parallel, your hands on your sacrum with the fingers pointing up, elbows pointing back. Inhale, look up, open. Side body, front body, don't need to do too much if you have lower back issues. Just turning your heart, turning of your heart upwardly. Level 3 from here, slide the hands down towards your inner thighs. Remember to exhale, go a little deeper on this standing back bend, lifting the side body. Everybody inhale, return. Everybody sit back. Focus on now leaning forward and activating your legs. Stretch your arms forward, up, gaze towards the earth. Go a little deeper. Begin to engage your Mula Bandha with that Rajas movement. Rajas versus inertia, Tamas. As you sit back a little bit more, gaze towards that space between your eyebrows and earth. And you're awakening the heat inside of the body, inviting Kundalini Shakti to rise as Parvati, as gentle as possible, as nurturing as possible, as revealing as possible, as helpful as possible. Breathe out, breathe in. One more. Inhale, everybody. Lift your Mula Bandha, lift the heart, back bend a little bit. Exhale, bend the knees as you bring your hands to prayer through central line and fold forward. Knees can be bent, or once you arrive there, stretch the legs and fold a little deeper. Now, inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, leading with the heart, please rise. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Back bend, inhale. Open the side body, stay here, hands on your sacrum. Or if a back bend is too difficult, have your thumbs underneath your armpits. Look forward and just lift your sternum to do that chin lock, and you can stay looking forward. My level 3, slide the hands down towards your inner legs, back bend a little bit more. With in-breath, return. Everybody, squatting Malasana. Turn your toes out, bend the knees. If you need extra pad underneath your heels, take care of yourself. Grounding. And making your way to a seated position. I recommend for my level 1, 2 to have the hips higher. And what we're gonna do is turn on the yoga mat. So we're coming to Prasarita, Upavishta Konasana, forward bend, with the hips supported. Move the muscles of your gluteus back, Stay here sitting, sitting, sitting. Flex the feet if it already is enough and you feel the stretching on your inner legs. Or lean forward a little bit or a little bit more. If you're moving forward to bring your forehead to the earth, make sure that you have an opening in the front body. So you may need to have a block underneath your forehead and rest. Don't hold back, but don't force. So you're not forcing, you're not holding back. Focus on this position as an opportunity to come closer to the ground, to open the inner legs, which are related to the organs of elimination. And think of this gift of transformation that both Shiva and his Shakti bring to us. Think of the power of transformation that yoga brings to us. Empty completely, please. And with your following in breath, come up halfway from where you are, halfway up, halfway down. Power the legs, micro bend the knees, and then slowly rise. You're gonna cross right, if possible, heel right in front of pubic bone, left. Sit upright, and if you are seated on the floor right now, bring your blanket underneath your hips. So we were working with the right. Let's do inhale, right arm up from the side. Now exhale, right hand down. Then rest your hand on your knee, left. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Right side, Pingala, Solar Nadi, exhale. Left side, Ida, Lunar Nadi, exhale. Open your eyes. We're going to do a very simple gesture right now. The hands come through the central line, up to third eye. Then open, back to our laps. And we're gonna say Om, please say, Shakti, Kundalini, Maha Yogini, Parvati. Om Shakti Kundalini Maha Yogini Parvati. This is not a mantra per se, it's more like a kirtan, honoring of her names. And we're gonna do this with our hands, a little storytelling, abhinaya. Our next class, we start with a mantra for Parvati. So now storytelling, you're saying, please, Shakti Kundalini, rise from the base up to my heart with the Maha Yogini Parvati's blessings, so I may be able to awaken my inner sight, my potential. Listen to you, do the motion with me, and then we will do it together a few times. Om Shakti Kundalini Mahayogini Parvati. Inhale. Exhale, bow to to Parvati and open your arms to the side. And then we begin. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your head. Om Shakti Kundalini Mahayogini Parvati. Now inhale, exhale, opening your crown, arms to the sides, and then deep breath here. Om Shakti Kundalini Mahayogini Parvati. Inhale, bow, exhale, open, inhale, Shakti Kundalini Mahayogini Parvati. Deep breath in, exhale, open, lift your heart, maybe even back bend a little bit when you do so. One more time, inhale. Om Shakti Kundalini Mahayogini Parvati. Inhale, her awareness in your third eye. Exhale, opening to the infinite possibilities. It's looking from the top of the mountain. Last one, inhale. Shakti Kundalini Mahayogini Parvati. Deep breath, bow. And exhale, open. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands to that upside down triangle. Take a moment to be in silence and connect it to the presence of Parvati. Inside of your body, between first and second chakra. Our next class we start from here, and I'll tell you the story of a Parvati placing Ganesha between first and second chakra. So from here, you could just go into your own personal practice and move a little bit more, do whatever we were not able to cover here for you that you know you need. Or you can lay in Shavasana and rest. And I want to thank you so much for taking this ride with me. I'm so excited to share all that I've been just planting inside of my heart with you. Blessings, blessings. Jai Ma.